Yeah, so standards, examples of standards are the framework. That's very important to know. What is the framework that's, I think kapag nabasa nyo yung framework of auditing, you will have an overview in terms of how to attack your auditing theory, auditing problems. I think auditing theory is the, doon lumalabas yung mga questions mostly sa standards. That's the basic. As let us say, for example, ako yung examiner, I will go into the standards, and then of course I will look into the practical application of that. So just make your foundation sa auditing theory strong by reading standards. Okay? Objective of auditor, why are you auditing? So nandyan yan sa standards na yan. Let us say the terms of agreement, that's also very important. The quality of your audit, quality controls. What are you doing as an auditor in terms of maintaining the quality of your paperworks, of your auditing, of auditing the financial statements. Okay, how you're going to document the audit. Okay, documentation is as well very important. Reports, auditor's report. Okay, nandun yung mga examples of what are the auditor's report. So we will have a discussion as well on the exercises, samples of reports. We have situation and then reports. Okay, and then what else in terms of your responsibility in terms of the fraud? If you have in terms of fraud, if you have do you have the fraud responsibility? Whose responsibility is the fraud detection, whatever kind of fraud is that, sino may responsibility, anong dapat gawin ng auditor. So you should know, you should read about it. Okay? In terms of how to communicate the issues, to communicate things that you need as an auditor, communicate things that the management or your client needs to know in terms of the standards or how you do the audit. Okay, so PSA is very important, guys. If sa tingin nyo nahihirapan kayo sumagot ng multiple choices, it's because you don't have the basic or the foundation of auditing, which is the standards. Okay, so that's very important, guys. No, standard. You should know the standard. Tingnan natin, baka may mga reports. So ito, may mga reports dito. So punta tayo agad sa report. So number 16. During the course of his audit of the financial statements of a corporation for the purpose of expressing an opinion on the statements, a CPA is refused permission to inspect. So guys, no, refused to inspect. So there's a limitation of work. So when there's a limitation of work, all right, anong i-issue mo? Limitation of work, permission to refuse. Disclaimer. When you have adverse, you don't have any performance or yung adverse mo, wala nang pag-asa. Ito yung pinaka-worst na report na pwede mong i-issue as an auditor. When you say qualify, okay, it's just a part, okay, part of the financial statement is somehow you are not comfortable to issue a report of that. Let us say inventory, the investment, part of the financial statements. Okay? When is and of course unmodified yung palagi nating ini-issue ng mga auditor, unmodified report. Okay, so number 16 is letter D. Okay, tingnan natin, no? Marami pa tayong mga board exam siguro dito na. Yeah, number 17, during the 2018, the research staff of SR, ayan, corporation devoted its effort towards developing a new pollution control device, all costs that could be contributed. So guys, you don't need to understand all of this. Kailangan makakuha ka lang ng keywords. Okay? Keywords lang. Yan ang one of the techniques na may sasabi ko sa inyo, no? Keywords pagdating sa mga kind of report. So, tingnan natin. All costs that could be contributed directly to the project were accounted for as deferred charges. and they found persuasive, okay, evidence that the research conducted today could probably result in, okay, the deferred research charges are significantly materials. So guys, no, significantly materials in relation to both. So may impact daw sa income and assets. So you want to qualify this. So again, this is just part of FS. Okay, partial of FS. Significantly material in terms of the FS as a whole. So qualify the opinion. Number 17 is letter B. Number 18, okay, is you were engaged to audit the S company financial statement after the close of the fiscal year because you were not engaged until after the balance sheet date. You were not able to physically observe inventory. On the completion of your audit, you are satisfied that S financial statements are presented fairly, including inventory about which you were satisfied yourself because of your alternative audit. So yeah, unmodified opinion. Okay, so number 18 is letter A. So number 19, the practice of accountancy includes the following, except, yeah, so these are the practices that you can do as an accountant, or as an auditor, or as a CPA. Practice when the CPA is appointed as marketing manager. So, hindi na siya, no? Letter. It's common sense yun, guys. No? Number 19 is common sense. Okay. What else? Number 20. Oops. The following are correct statements concerning the audit of fair value of measurement and disclosure. So, ito, mukhang magandang tanong to, no? May many measurements, okay, based on estimates, including fair value measurement are inherently imprecise. Tingnan natin. Looks okay naman. The auditor consideration used is based on the information available. Yes. The auditor is responsible for, ito na. So, medyo harapan na sinabi na responsible daw ang auditor to predict the future conditions. Of course not. Okay, the auditor should obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. So letter D is true. So number 20 is letter C. Okay, so that's it for our auditing theory, guys. So I think overtime na tayo, but we will finish auditing problem. Let me just share it to you. So auditing problem, in terms of auditing problem, I'm going to teach you in terms of how you're going to connect. So we have, meron tayong, teka lang, may sagot. Ano yan? Nakita nyo na yung sagot. Ayan, okay. Tingnan natin, guys, no? Okay, so we will, yeah, I think nakikita nyo naman na, guys, ano? So yeah, we will finish this quick. This very quick lang. So yeah, this is one of the best example on how to connect the dots in terms of ano ba yung information or knowledge nyo, how depth your knowledge is in the basic accounting, in financial accounting reporting, okay? Overall, in accounting. So because auditing problem talks about your idea on the accounting as well. Okay, because you are auditing a certain company. So yung isang company na yan is nandiyan na lahat. Nandiyan ang assets, nandiyan ang liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. Okay? So you should know all of these things. Okay? So for example, what is the cost of goods sold for sale? So ito lang ang binibigay, no? FAR destroyed the entire inventory on hand of a corporation. And then ito yung mga data sales, you have the inventory, you have the purchases, you have the markup. So what is the cost of goods sold? What is the cost of goods available for sale? Cost of goods sold. Inventory end on May. Diba? Ang dami na niyang tinanong out of 1, 2, 3, 4 given. Okay? So yeah, let's compute. So you have the inventory in terms of let us say you should know first the formula of how to compute. Diba? And then you have the purchases. And then you have the cost of goods available for sale. And then, of course, you less the inventory ending. Okay, and then you have the cost of sales. So, yung cost of sales na yan, so you just, guys, basic gross profit. Okay? So, yeah, let's see. Inventory, you have the 80,000. Okay, and then what else? You have the purchases of 330,000, including in transit of 40. So guys, no, 40,000 FOB shipping point, ibig sabihin, the company owned it already because shipping point. Okay, sila ang bumili. Okay, that's the difference. What's 400? I mean, the sum is 410,000. What is your ending inventory? Wala. Okay, but you have the markup and then you have the sales. So 360 divided by 120%. That's how much, guys? So that's maybe 300,000, right? So work back 410, 300. So that will give you 110,000 as your ending inventory. And then you have 360,000 here. You have the gross profit of 60,000. Okay, so tingnan natin. What is the cost of goods sold? Cost of goods available for sale, not goods sold. Cost of goods available for sale is 410,000. Letter B. Now, what is the cost of goods sold? It's letter C. What is the ending inventory? Immediately prior to the fire. Okay, prior to the fire, immediately prior to the fire. So, ibig sabihin, so you have 110, hindi pa kasama yung 40,000 kasi nga in transit. So, 110, hindi mo pa na-receive yung 40,000, so you have 70,000. Right? So, letter A. Number 4, what is the inventory on May 2 if the inventory item is at shipping destination? So, ibig sabihin, guys, what is the inventory immediately prior to the fire if the inventory term is at shipping destination? So, yeah, the shipping destination, ibig sabihin, sorry guys, no? Number 3, let me just, so number 3 is what is the estimated prior to the fire. So wala siyang disclaimer in terms of what is the approach. So we will go on letter 110,000, letter C. So pagdating kasi sa number 4, if you can see, meron siyang if it's at shipping destination. So ibig sabihin, hindi mo pa nare-receive yung inventory for that. So you will go for 70,000. So number 4 should be number 4 should be 70,000. Tignan natin. Ayun, letter A. Yeah. Okay. Letter A. Okay, next, number 5. Okay, to determine whether the inventory exists at year-end, held for sale, the only procedure to be performed except. So, ano daw ang ipa-perform mo dyan dito, no? Observe the physical count, obtain list of inventory, reconcile to trace the record for inventory, confirm inventories, okay? Hello? So, I think you can hear me, no? Okay, guys, so that's it for our discussion for auditing problem.